You know the feeling. The notification lights up your screen. Your paycheck has arrived. For a brief moment, you feel secure. You breathe a little easier. But almost immediately, the silent drain begins. Rent leaves the account. Energy bills are auto-deducted. Digital subscriptions renew without asking. You tap your card for convenience a few times throughout the week. Before the month is even half over, that paycheck feels significantly smaller. Yet you have nothing tangible to show for it. Most people assume the solution is simply to earn more. But earning more often just leads to losing more. The real problem is not your income. The problem is that modern money is designed to be invisible. It moves fast. It relies on frictionless spending. Japanese money habits do the exact opposite. They force money to slow down. In this video, we are looking at 8 cultural concepts from Japan that can quietly transform your financial reality. They are not about deprivation. They are about building quiet wealth by simply paying attention. We are taught that if we just get that next promotion, our financial stress will finally vanish. But when that raise comes, something predictable happens. The car gets a slight upgrade. The apartment gets a little bigger. Dinners out become more frequent. The gap between what you earn and what you spend stays exactly the same. You are earning more money, but you are not getting wealthier. You are just inflating your lifestyle to match your new paycheck. If this feels familiar, pause and take a breath. You are not failing. You are not bad with money. You are simply operating without a financial system in a world engineered to separate you from your cash as smoothly as possible. This is where looking through the lens of Japanese money habits becomes incredibly useful. These concepts are not magical secrets, nor are they about punishing yourself. They are philosophical tools. They help you build an operating system based on clarity and respect for your own resources. They stop you from trying to out-earn a spending problem and show you how to capture the wealth already flowing through your hands. Behavioral finance consistently highlights a fundamental flaw in how we handle money. Our brains are not wired to process invisible numbers. When you tap a screen or let a subscription auto-renew, the psychological pain of paying is removed. Without that friction, spending feels abstract right up until your bank account is empty. Across many high-cost countries, this frictionless environment is exactly why making more money rarely translates to keeping more money. This is where the Japanese cultural approach offers a powerful counter-strategy. Traditional Japanese philosophy is deeply rooted in mindfulness, respect for resources, and intentional friction. It is not about extreme frugality. It is simply about waking up. By applying these concepts to your modern bank accounts, you create a crucial buffer between your daily impulses and your long-term wealth. Number 1, make money visible again. In Japan, there is a traditional practice called Kakeibo. It translates to a household financial ledger. But its true power is not about doing math on paper. It is about forcing attention. Modern money moves silently. You click a button, and the transaction is over before your brain even registers it. The visible cost of this frictionless spending is the random $50 spent on takeout. But the hidden cost is much heavier. It is the complete detachment from your own financial reality. The psychological trap is believing that small, easy purchases do not matter. But a leak is still a leak. The system fix is to temporarily break the friction-free cycle. For just 1 week, write down every single non-essential purchase by hand. Force the money to slow down so you can feel the physical weight of the transaction. Quiet wealth often begins with a simple truth. Awareness does not make you poorer. It gives your money a place to go. And once you can see it, you can finally decide what is enough. Number 2, find your 80% mark. There is a famous Okinawan concept called Hara Hachi Bu, which instructs you to eat only until you are 80% full. Translated to modern personal finance, this is the ultimate antidote to lifestyle inflation. When our incomes rise, culture tells us to expand our lifestyle to consume every new dollar. We upgrade the apartment or finance a better car. The visible cost is that shiny new monthly payment. But the hidden cost is sacrificing your long-term freedom just to look a little more successful right now. The psychological trap is confusing the ability to make a monthly payment with the ability to actually afford something. The fix is a simple boundary. Cap your lifestyle at 80% of your take-home pay. Let the remaining 20% leave your checking account automatically, straight into investments or savings, before you ever see it. Enough is not failure. Enough is the place where freedom begins. Number 3, give your money a direction. In Japanese culture, ikigai is roughly translated as your reason for being or your life's purpose. When applied to personal finance, It reveals an uncomfortable truth about how we handle stress. So often we buy things not because we need them, but to soothe the anxiety of a demanding job. The visible cost is the credit card bill at the end of the month. The hidden cost is much darker. You end up working more hours to pay for the things you bought to escape the exhaustion of those exact hours. The psychological trap is believing that retail therapy is a form of self-care. The system fix is simple. Implement a strict 48-hour waiting period for any non-essential purchase. Give the temporary emotion time to fade. Quiet wealth often begins when money stops being a performance and becomes a direction. And when your money has a clear direction, you stop needing everything you own to look flawless. Number 4, stop paying for the illusion of perfect. This brings us to wabi-sabi, the Japanese philosophy of embracing imperfection. Modern consumer culture actively trains us to hate our perfectly functional belongings. We upgrade a phone because of a tiny scratch, or we replace a high-quality sofa just because the design feels a little outdated. The visible cost is the price of the shiny new upgrade. The massive hidden cost is the invisible wealth you destroy. The years of compound interest lost by handing your cash back to corporations instead of investing it. The psychological trap is the status game. The quiet fear that people are judging your worth by the pristine condition of your objects. The system fix is to calculate the price of things in hours of your life, rather than in dollars. Ask yourself how many hours of work it actually costs to buy that upgrade. Money becomes lighter when it is no longer trying to prove your worth. Number 5, stop wasting what could build freedom. Once you stop paying for perfection, you start noticing waste. In Japan, Mottainai conveys a deep sense of regret over waste and a profound respect for resources. In our modern financial lives, we violate this principle silently. We let zombie subscriptions auto-renew. We pay for delivery apps because we are tired, and we throw money at minor conveniences. The visible cost is the $15 a month for a service you forgot you had. The hidden cost is terrifying. Thousands of dollars in opportunity cost that could have been quietly compounding in an investment account over the next decade. The psychological trap is the illusion of insignificance. We tell ourselves it is just a few dollars and not worth the hassle to cancel. The system fix is to conduct a ruthless spending audit every 90 days. Hunt down the leaks and close them. Sometimes the most powerful financial decision is not earning more. It is needing less from the wrong things. Number 6, run your own financial timeline. This brings us to ubitori, the beautiful idea that different flowers bloom at their own pace, making comparison entirely pointless. Today, social media forces us into a constant state of financial comparison. We see peers buying large houses or taking aesthetic vacations, and we panic. The visible cost of this panic is taking on debt you cannot actually afford. The hidden cost is the exhausting anxiety of living someone else's life, while your own financial security crumbles. The psychological trap is the fear that if you are not hitting the same milestones at the same time as your peers, you are falling behind. The system fix is to define your own rules. Choose exactly 3 core financial priorities that genuinely matter to you, and boldly ignore the rest. Wealth is not about having what they have. It is about having what you actually want. Number 7, look at the math without guilt. In Japan, there is a practice called hansei, which means honest self-reflection. It is the act of looking at your mistakes without making excuses, but also without punishing yourself. Modern money culture often makes us do the opposite. When we know we have overspent, we avoid checking our bank apps. We let the credit card statement sit unopened because the reality feels too heavy. The visible cost is the late fees and compounding interest that start piling up. The real cost is the continuous cycle of anxiety that avoidance creates. The psychological trap is the belief that ignoring the problem somehow makes it less real. In fact, ignorance just makes it more expensive. The system fix is to schedule a weekly 10-minute financial check-in. Look at your numbers with pure neutrality, like a mechanic looking at an engine. You cannot fix a financial system you refuse to look at. Number 8, save before life spends it. Finally, we arrive at Chokin, the art of purposeful saving. The modern approach to saving is entirely backward. We spend what we want throughout the month and promise ourselves we will save whatever is left over. But there is rarely anything left over. The visible cost is a stagnant bank account. The hidden cost is extreme vulnerability. Without a buffer, every minor inconvenience becomes a major financial crisis. The psychological trap is relying on willpower at the end of the month instead of relying on a system at the beginning. The system fix is the golden rule of personal finance. Pay yourself first. Set up an automatic transfer the very day your paycheck clears, moving your savings or investments out of sight before you can possibly spend it. Quiet wealth is built in the background, one automated decision at a time. Before this starts to sound like another video telling you to stop buying coffee and never enjoy your life, let's pause here. That is not the point. The point is not deprivation. The point is direction. Applying these Japanese concepts is not about copying a culture perfectly or feeling guilty about every dollar you spend. It is about using a different lens to look at your money. It is about giving your income instructions so that you stop paying for things that no longer serve your life. Here is your exact blueprint to start building a system today. First, print out your last 30 days of bank statements. Approach this with the spirit of Hansei. Look at the numbers honestly, with pure curiosity and absolutely no self-judgment. Grab a highlighter and look for your leaks. The forgotten subscriptions, the recurring convenience fees, the emotional spending. Choose just one of those leaks and close it today. Stop the waste. That is Mottainai in action. Finally, take the exact dollar amount of that closed leak and set up an automatic monthly transfer into your emergency fund or investment account. You do not need to overhaul your entire life overnight. You just need to close one leak and permanently redirect the flow. Your income is just the money that passes through your hands. Your wealth is the money that stays. By slowing down, knowing what is enough, and automating your decisions, you stop your paycheck from quietly disappearing. If this video helped you see your money differently, subscribe for more strategies on building quiet wealth. This video is for educational purposes only and is not personal financial advice. Financial rules, taxes, pensions, and investment products vary by country. Always consider your own situation and speak with a qualified professional when needed.